Hello and welcome back. In the previous video, we showed how to build rations and then set up pens and get them all situated. So now we'll go ahead and put everything together and see how we come out. So initially, after I've looked at my 90 series of pens, let's say I need to go through and make a simple change on the head count. So if I go down to, let's say, number 98, and if I need to edit anything, I'll push on the edit button in the upper right hand corner. I'll adjust my head count and change that to 5 and then select done. And then let's say if 99 needs to be rotated or changed, I'll push edit, and then I can go through and change my head count there and put in 10. If I ever need to adjust anything feed wise, percentage, I can go through and I can use the plus or the minus to basically get it a little bit more precise, or I can actually physically touch the or the emulation of the basically the adjustment knob there too. So I'll go ahead and push done, and everything should be ready to go as far as getting everything set up here. So I have a simulator set up. First thing right off the bat, I need to go through and change and have it set up with the correct pens. So when I go through, I want to make sure that I am on the correct feed group. So we'll go with that 90 series. And then I'm going to begin the process by pushing load and then select new batch. Make sure that the correct ration is set up there. And so if your pounds per head does not come out to the right figure, so if we have just a misstep in there to where something isn't where it should be, or there's some sort of error, you'll be able to pick up on that right away. Also, if you look at the different rations that we select, it's going to dictate according to different pens and then feed groups that are associated with different rations. So we want to make sure that we're on the right ration here. So we'll go ahead and push done. And then for this example, we'll go ahead and load our first ingredient. And you'll see that it has, on the big display, it has the 400 pounds that we need right off the bat. So I'll go ahead, and what I actually need to do is adjust my simulator here. So we'll go ahead and hit cancel out of this. So if you ever do need to back out of something, hit cancel. If there's weight on display, we'll go ahead and hit 0 here. 0 is located in the device menu. Go ahead and tap on my display. Wait a little bit for it to count back down. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and start that process over. Go to new batch. Ration number 9, total weight, hit done. So I'll go ahead and hit my target for my first ingredient here. You'll see the numbers change. You'll see the total for the ration. Then you'll also see above that total for the ration, you'll see the ingredient. I'll go ahead and hit next to move on to the next ingredient. Move forward. Okay, so that'll add up. And then I'll go ahead and hit next, and then finish up with my final ingredient here. You can see on the display where it has the ingredient labeled, and then you can also see under ration number 9 how close I got. I can go ahead and push end, and then it prompts me to go ahead and feed now. So what I'll do is I'll push the feed tab now. Okay, so it'll go to pen 94, and then following is 98. So I'll go ahead and feed 94. Then I'll press next on my display. next, and then I'll finish up. You can also see the targets down at the bottom for each one of my remainder. And then after I'm done, I'll go ahead and press end. And now that data has been collected and compiled into the program. So if I need to view that information, I can view that by the pens and feed group individually. And then if I want to, I can take and go to the transactions tab. And then I can go to the current rations that were fed. So this is just what was fed. So you see the ration there, how close I hit to my target of 1,000 pounds. And then you can see each individual ingredient there listed. So if I go back over to the pens tab, I can take and transmit all this information for today, or I can go back in time and transmit all the information that's ever been collected on this, and then I can take and move it over to, because it's coming across as a CSV file, I can then view it in Microsoft Excel or another external program. We'll get in more into that later as far as what other programs you can use to feed into. So basically this is how you would set up, build the process of going through, setting up a ration, going through the pens, and actually loading the individual ration, and then go ahead and feeding that ration. So in the next videos, we'll go over a little bit more of the smaller pieces and the other nuances and put it all together.